Hello, I'm Dr. Gary Wohloman, transformational presentation coach, body therapist, and awakening creativity artist. And what I do is turn people's lives around through every interaction I have. When people meet me, I am engaged in a commitment to shift patterns, to give people a connection to that yes that's lurking underneath and awaken the greatest fulfillment and realization of their purpose to turn around their relationships and have the life they've always wished to live. In a word, yes. The power of yes. Yes. What does yes mean to you? I know, seeing so many people in this world who seem to be 1 foot on the accelerator, 1 foot backpedaling on the brake, have this sense of, I want to move forward, but I can't. I won't. I'm used to my old story, my old conversations, my old dialogue. The most significant moment I can remember when I shifted my focus in life towards a yes, where my whole body was saying yes, as a new reference point in moving forward as never before, was when I was 20 years old. I didn't get into medical school, and I went to my fraternity brother's father, who was a psychiatrist up in Boston, to ask him, because I always wanted to be a child psychiatrist, I thought, up to that time, what direction to go in my life. I told him what I wanted. He turned to me and he said, look, from what you just told me, it sounds like you're interested in prestige, influence, power, money, and position and security. To be a doctor. Who you represent and what you seem to be. It was the beginning of the Gestalt therapy movement, the personal growth and awareness movement, was you have a humanistic quality about you. How about checking out these humanistic California schools of professional psychology that are just beginning in the early 70s, and that may be more true to yourself. You'll find you're even more successful than trying to be something you're not because you want to please the family and get all the security of who you think you should be. I left him. I walked through the streets of Boston, and I felt this energy burning inside my body. And I started to literally shout out loud with no one around, walking in the streets at night. I can't forget this moment. Yes! 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 My whole body was screaming yes. Every cell of me was singing yes. And I went home to my mom and dad, and I took the 2 biggest suitcases I could find, and I said, Mom and Dad, I'm moving on with my life. I'm going on to check out these schools in California. I'm moving west, and I'm basically saying to them, going to find my own yes. This has liberated me so many times in my life that ever since then, I have made similar moves from California to Hawaii, another 3,000 miles. From the U.S., moving here to Australasia. Here I live in Melbourne now, another 10,000 miles. I began to notice that by remembering the sensations in the body of this yes, I could move myself to new places physically that would allow a constellation of gifts, of rewards, of new opportunities that I never could have planned for with a corporate policy, with a health insurance plan, and all the securities of what I thought I was going to be brought up to be before. So now, I represent in this world 2 people who are letting go or attempting to let go of an old lifestyle, an old holding on to an old dialogue, an old relationship, a way they thought they had to be, into the unknown, with the feeling of this yes that simmers, sings, whispers, shouts through every cell of the self. My message to you being that underneath each murmur, each movement, each moment is this tiny pilot flame that if you recognize it and feel that sensations of, I feel empowered when I have this thought. My whole body feels stronger, feels clearer, feels more radiant with joy. This is the direction that my yes is leading me to. This is the right direction for me. So instead of getting stuck in mental concepts of where to go and what to do, by paying attention to the physicality of the sensation that matches that feeling of I feel moved to go in this direction. So what I'm saying to you is, as we are in a time now of immense transition, more than ever before in the history of humanity on this planet, every single one of us is being introduced with more possibilities for change and more opportunities to be in a place of transition, of unknownness than ever before. To be able to move through this unknownness with a sense of guidance, with a sense of, I have a clarity, a certainty, an ability to take a stand that comes out of recognizing the sensations that precede my thoughts. This, then, is a clear indication of where to go. So, what I offer to you as a symbol, as a sign, as a doorway, as a permission, is to find that place where you may feel, where do I go? What do I do to go on with my life? What has been working up to now is not going to allow me to be who I am ready to be, to contribute the fullest to humanity and my own greatest fulfillment and realization as a soul on this earth with all my relationships. So to be able to go deeper into this feeling of, I trust the unknown. I trust letting go of what I had to hold on to that was familiar. That's not really a yes. The new default program becomes the more interesting sensations, breaths, colors, sounds that then make the new way so much easier to move into. Someone's always wanted to be a writer, a singer, a dancer, a speaker, a provocateur of change. Where is the yes leading you that allows you to say, I will move through that transition. I don't have to pay attention to who I was before as the anchor or the familiar, easy for me to say, familiarity of what I depended on to say this is my identity. So, where is the yes lurking inside of you? Listen. Listen. In the silence, it speaks strong. And in this place, you will always find where you are moved, there you belong. Yes, the power of yes. And more yes. An afterthought, summing up, realizing how many times in my life I have become used to going into my own unknown, moving 3,000 miles from one side of the country to a whole other part of the world. It's become so easy and so natural and so much more my own new familiarity, my own new, this is what I'm used to, that when people are in transition and afraid of moving in through their own unknown, until they discover that they too had that feeling of the yes inside. Often, I do show up as a force of permission, because it's living and breathing through every cell of me. So when people are in transition, afraid of the unknown, and are ready to make a leap, or still holding on to the past, I often show up as a force of awakening this permission in their lives as well. Something to consider, that the yes is already inside waiting to come out. See you there.